Guys, welcome back to the Public Pool Podcast. I'm Jack. This is my wife.
Mr. O'Shea or Mr. Jack O'Shea, Mrs. Jack O'Shea.
She's Mrs. Jack O'Shea.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. It's the way it's always been done. We're getting back to it. Thanks to who we have in the White House. Finally.
Start over.
No, it's good. It's joking. The patriarchy, we're so back. So, a lot of stuff to discuss.
Okay.
I have to tell you something.
Okay.
So last week I told you, I said, you know what? It's been 20 years. I'm gonna rewatch The Lord of the Rings because I didn't like it. I was a hater. I was so bored when I watched it when I was 13 with undiagnosed ADD. Actually, I was even younger than that. Everybody else was really into it. I actually read all the books, but I don't think I remembered one sentence when I was reading them. Anyway, so I was like, you know what? Everybody's really freaking into it. I'm going to give it a shot. It seems like something I could be into now. I'm really into it now. I'm so sorry.
You've been really good, though. You haven't been like, I need to talk about it because I think, you have like a brother you could talk to about it.
Yes.
So I've gone untouched because you know that I'm just not into that. And I'm so sorry. I know it's a huge franchise.
Like, sweetie, I'm 11 hours in to the Fellowship of the Ring audiobook. I'm more than halfway.
So you're in the book.
Oh, I've gone through the movies. I'm on the Hobbit movies now. I've gotten like really into it, and I've like been like weirdly like self-conscious about, I don't want you, when you walk in and I have something playing, I want it to be what I usually listen to, which is basically just sports talk.
You could listen to whatever you want. I promise.
I was like, I don't need this pressure right now. When you're like, what the fuck are you listening to? Is that Andy Serkis, the actor and portrayer of Gollum, reading the audiobook? And it's like, yeah, because he's a voice actor first. In fact, that's why he was hired, was to be the voice actor. And then when he was acting it out, Peter Jackson was so impressed that he actually gave him the job to be that guy.
The guy.
Give him a totally new career. But let's get into that. Anyway, I had to tell you, like, I know you knew that I was watching these movies.
I didn't know you were listening to the book. I didn't know we went that far.
I told you that I had only used the drug once. I've been habitual. It's been a problem. It's been a bit of a problem. I like kind of can't get out of my head.
I mean, it's kind of fun to like live in a world though.
It is.
Like when you're like, okay, you just finished a series or a book or whatever. It's fun to live in that world for a while.
It is. And honestly, I think this was actually all reaction to Stranger Things ending so terribly.
You needed another world. I
had to move on.
I would have loved if you maybe did like Twilight. Maybe that you could put that as like next. Maybe cue that up in the Audible subscription.
We watched the Twilight series. So here's the thing. I've always been a Harry Potter guy, like diehard Harry Potter fan. I know more about the Potterverse than most of the people who have tattoos of like the Deathly Hallows and stuff. I can go pretty deep with them. It's the way I can with like football and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I actually really know what I'm talking about. And so for the longest time, there's always been sort of this Harry Potter versus Game of Thrones / Lord of the Rings, like, well, which one's better? It's all fantasy, witches, wizard shit. Lord of the Rings blows them out of the water.
Does it?
It's such an insane universe that he built.
Can I ask, when you watched the movies, did you watch the extended cuts?
First one I didn't, because I was like, I don't watch the extended. I want to see if I like this.
Yeah.
I like this so much. The final two. The final Return of the King, the third one, the extended cut is over 4 hours.
Oh my God.
And I was telling my brother, I was like, I think I'm going to watch the extended cut. He's okay. It's a lot of Frodo and Sam walking. And I said, good.
Good. That's what you wanted.
I want that.
Okay. But God forbid there's a romantic scene in a show. You're like, gotta fast forward. I don't care.
Yeah. But you know what? Because those scenes are gratuitous and they don't further the plot. The romantic scenes between Aragorn and Arwen are actually very important to the plot.
Okay.
I can't skip forward those.
Okay.
They also never kiss because, come on, it's gross.
There's no kissing?
I'm sure there's some kissing. I forget.
That's so lame if there's no kissing.
I mean, there are children there, so clearly people do it in this universe, but it's not the most important thing is to defeat Sauron, the embodiment of evil.
Yeah.
The great eye.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So wait, so you're how far in the audiobook sitch?
I'm pretty much almost done with the first book.
Okay. Okay. So this is going to be a long journey.
You have no idea how hard it is for me. Like I'm like Frodo resisting the temptation of the ring from keeping myself from just like literally talking for the next hour and a half about all my thoughts about the Lord of the Rings.
You could do like a solo hot tub app if that if anyone out there wants to hear Jack's thoughts and feelings, he can just get on the mic and I won't even be here.
There's a universe where these the hypothetical solo hot tub episodes are either like so bad they kill the show, or they're like they just go.
Yeah,
they just go off. Where it's like here's a special where it's just Jack just being schizophrenic about this topic.
No, because all the time I'm like I want to talk about something very specific that I'm like you don't know anything. Like that. Like it's hard to talk to someone about the thing they don't know without being like let me explain.
Yeah,
and then that takes so much time.
That's the challenge of sports gossip because I'm always like I want to go too far deep.
I know. Sound off in the comments. Should Jack do any solo stuff where he just, because I've been pitching that maybe you should do a sports thing weekly by yourself where you just talk. Because you don't really need me to be like, oh, really? Like you could just be like, here are my written down thoughts for the week or the whatever is going on. You could just give your opinions.
I do need an outlet.
And I think I think there are now people who would listen. I think I'm holding you back.
I think so too. No, no. But yeah, anyway, I had to get that off my chest. It's been a hell of a week, you know?
Yeah.
It's been a crazy week.
It's been crazy for you.
Like I literally, I've been having the game on silent while I'm listening to Andy Serkis read The Fellowship of the Ring.
Okay.
It's so cool how, like, I think if you add it all up, like the audiobooks are like 90 hours, which is crazy. That's like freaking like this. He wrote it as one book. He didn't write 3 separate books. He wrote one book and then to sell it.
Had to separate it.
Publishers were like, we can't physically carry things this large.
No, we can't physically put this in a book.
We got to break these puppies down.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't start writing, I think, The Hobbit until he was like 45. And then he wrote Lord of the Rings when he was like in his 60s. And he wasn't like super successful.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if at like 60, I was like, I'm going to be gone for 5 years and I'm going to create a world. Yeah. A whole world.
That doesn't feel completely out of the realm of possibilities.
It does not.
Yeah.
it's like, I wonder how long I would have to be. I wonder how long I could keep my inevitable future passion for like model trains from you before you open the model train door.
Yeah.
You know, where you're like, you'll come in and you're like, you see me with the conductor's hat.
Yeah. We were just talking about this the other day when your mom was in town. We went to the mall and we popped into the Lego store. Yeah. And I was like, I could see this being your future. And you being like, I'm going to go work on my Legos sort of thing. But then I was like, I think you might be a model train guy.
There's something about, remember that like thing where it was like girls asking their boyfriends how often they think about the Roman Empire? Yeah. And the answer is like, I think about it like, if I like goes in my head, probably daily it goes into my head of just like something where I'm like, oh, aqueducts, like just like things, simple things. Yeah. I don't think it's super common, but there's certain guys, and I'm definitely one of them, where it's like, I think trains are the most fascinating thing that's ever existed. Mm-hmm. The idea of a train, to me seems like the only way to ever travel. Totally.
If I were going to make something from scratch, if we didn't have trains, it'd be like, what do you make to pull things across?
It's like
a lot. Train.
It's a train. Everything's trains. Everything's just trains with different tracks. You don't have to really worry about accidents that much, although every now and then something happens. Yeah. Thanks, Pete Buttigieg.
Hey, he was on paternity leave.
Okay, he was on 6 months of paternity leave. Those are the political things where I'm like, come on. Like,
I know.
Is no one saying this might not be the best look?
I know.
Why are you on 6? You have a stay-at-home husband. You're in charge of all of our transportation. Okay, but into the real podcast. A lot of stuff going on this week. Okay. By that I mean kind of for sports a ton, but you were also saying that not a ton of celeb gossip. It sounds like they took some stuff off for the Golden Globes.
Well, yeah, because so basically I, like last week, I was like, oh, I like don't really want to do Skinny Dip because I didn't want to just do like all award show stuff when I was like, we're already talking about it. Yeah. I was like, yeah, kind of boring. And it blows over in the next like 2 days. I don't really care.
Because nobody cares for the Golden Globes. No. It's like, this person won the best this and the okay. Should we just get in sports gossip now then?
Sure.
Let's do it. Okay, are you ready for sports gossip?
Hit me, sister.
Okay, so the college football season just ended, which means we need to talk about something really big. The downfall of the SEC.
That's the college football conference?
Yes. So for decades, the SEC was basically to college football what The Bachelor is to dating shows. Like they weren't just a conference.
They were like the conference.
And sure, every now and then, like a Temptation Island or Ohio State or Clemson would take the crown for like a year.
But The Bachelor was still the standard.
Yes, that is until a few years ago. Because like, as you know now, like Love is Blind, Love Island, even Love on the Spectrum, Temptation Island, not Temptation Island, Too Hot to Handle. Like all these other shows have caught up to The Bachelor. It's the same way in college football. Like the ACC, Big 12, Big 10, even some of like the weaker conferences are now competing with the SEC in a way that they never would have before.
Okay, so what happened?
A bunch of things. There's like, they expanded the college football playoffs, the transfer portal, the NIL, which basically means like you can pay players legally, which is something that the SEC had already been doing under the table for like forever.
They lost the sugar daddy advantage.
And this is actually where the drama really starts, because here's the thing. The SEC wasn't just like the queen bee of college football. They were Regina George.
Mean girl energy.
Unlike Regina, the majority of the sports media still refuses to acknowledge that the SEC was ever hit by that bus. Like to this day, most of the sports media is still like super afraid to say anything like even remotely negative about the SEC. Like in the same way that like you and I would hesitate to criticize like Beyonce or Tay-Tay, because like it's just not worth the backlash you would get from like their cult following.
What are you talking about? There's nothing to criticize. They're perfect.
And like this wouldn't matter in literally any other sport where teams make the playoffs based on like their record in the regular season. But
college football's different?
Yeah, because there are too many teams to like compare records. So making the playoffs isn't based on your record. It's based on vibes. It's subjective.
So it's more like a beauty pageant.
Yes. And like a beauty pageant, like even though it's not supposed to matter, like your score in the talent portion, like it's based on how hot you are.
And people still think that the SEC is the hottest conference?
Yeah, it's like the SEC is competing in bikinis while the rest of college football is wearing tracksuits.
And not the juicy tracksuits.
Yeah, so essentially, even though the SEC hasn't even made the national championship in 3 years, let alone win one, they're still getting that pretty privilege.
I mean, Regina George is scary.
Girl, the SEC literally has like political lobbyists whose entire job is to just talk them up and everyone else down.
Seriously?
Yeah, in fact, the most famous one, the most obnoxious one, is this guy, Paul Feinbaum. He is actually thinking about running for office in Alabama, and he probably would win because he's like the SEC's guy.
The fuck even is college football?
I know, it's crazy though. It is crazy.
It's crazy. Like the whole, like who's going to win? Yeah, I get like there's too many people,
yeah.
But it really does feel like in Dance Moms, like Abby Lee's pyramid.
And like, okay.
Where it's just kind of like, you know what? I liked Maddie this week. And yeah, she placed high. So it's like, yeah, there was kind of point system, but like the Ziegler girl's always going to be on top. Chloe's going to be third. Everyone else is falling behind.
So this is how it gets like even more like, okay, this is why it's a freaking problem. So like I was saying, like, it's all subjective. It's basically like before the season starts, the AP, the Associated Press, they announce their rankings. So basically there are 60 people in the AP and they all vote. I think, it's a voting system. So basically they all vote and that determines who the top 25 teams in the college football are. That's like square one. So before anybody's even played a game, they're saying Texas is the best team. Texas was not even close to the best team this year, but they were saying Texas was number one this year. So if you beat Texas, who's not the number one team, you get a huge boost. Like you know what I'm talking about? Where it's like,
yeah,
it's subjective from the start. And then the actual objective parts, like how you do against these teams, totally depends on their initial rankings.
Yeah.
So you'll later on be like if my college, SMU, if we beat a team that ended up being, Miami, we beat Miami, who at the time, this is a bad example, but it's just like, it's so corrupt and it's so manipulated that it takes years for anything to adjust and to beat out the bias. And because all of these, conferences, they have these lobbyists, the SEC has the most by far. It's literally like politics. Like there's literally people speaking into the voters' ears being like, no, you have to understand, like Alabama, yeah, sure, Alabama lost 3 games, but they're better than teams that went undefeated because they're in the SEC. Those 3 losses were 3 good losses. Like,
I mean, the donors alone makes it feel like politics, where like that's a whole other.
Well, so that's really what's kind of separated the thing. So that's the rankings is what's really screwed up about college football. But the donors aspect, the difference between like the Big Ten schools, which are like kind of the older big colleges like freaking Michigan, Ohio State, Northwestern, not that they're good at all, versus like Alabama and Auburn, is that the alumni is so much richer in the Big Ten schools.
Can I say something mean?
Yeah.
If I was like super mega wealthy, I'm not throwing my money, I feel like, at a team. Maybe that's just because I didn't go to college or care about sports. Why?
Sweetie, I'm the biggest college football fan you know. Actually, I think my brother William, who's about to get here, is probably a bigger fan. I would never donate money for that. Are you crazy?
A hotter question.
Yeah.
Where's everyone's fucking tuition money going when it comes to college?
That's a whole other thing. And the answer is in the toilet. It's a complete scam. It's a complete scam.
Oh my God. Like, that's why when they were like, oh, like the government's like pulling all their funding for a lot of these colleges, I was like, wait a minute. So why are these people paying like $300,000 a student to get education? Where's that money going?
It was a system created in another time.
It's private schooling. Why is the government involved, period, besides maybe some scholarship funds?
So a lot of the government funds, so obviously state governments, like they fund scholarship, and that's fine.
Yeah.
The state government making it cheaper for in-state people is nice.
Yes. Yes.
What most of like the federal government funding is, and like most of it goes to Ivy League schools or Stanford or Cal or one of those big research schools, is they literally will fund research projects that in theory are like the betterment for the country and humanity, researching medicines and stuff.
Yeah.
Where it gets complicated is the fact that like when these schools do invent something, the school, and I'm sure the top professor, whoever's in charge of it, get the patent for it, not the US government who paid for all of it.
Yes.
So the schools literally make money.
Yeah.
The way a business does by patenting and selling these new medical inventions or biowarfare, anything like that, these researched inventions and stuff that the government pays for. So it's free research.
And then the government then pays for if they were like, oh, you invented something we could use.
I don't know how. I weirdly feel like it's headphones, actually.
Sorry, guys. We're having audio issues if we stop at all.
But so that's all happening. And meanwhile, it's like Harvard's endowment is like that of a small country. Like, not even kidding. It's like it's billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars.
Of course.
They have all this money in reserve, which it's like, yeah, they pay for a bunch of kids' scholarships. They're making more in interest in a day than they do the scholarship funds.
Yeah.
And then they're threatening that like, if we pulled, a bunch of the research grants from the federal government for Harvard, they're like, well, then we want to invent new medicines. And it's like, well, of course you would. What's the endowment for?
What's all this money for?
What's this rainy day for?
Yeah. What is there a rainy day coming that we need to know about?
And how bad is this rainy day that you'll need tens of billions of dollars to bail yourself out?
Yeah.
As if the federal government wouldn't bail Harvard out.
Yeah.
Are you crazy?
I don't know.
So
I have a lot of gripes about college, how college is run.
It's just a completely broken system.
And it's just predatory. I don't know.
Lyndon Baines Johnson, I hate to say it, but he's the one who did it. That gets into it.
Don't cancel me.
Don't cancel me, LBJ. This is such not even that big of a rabbit hole, but basically it was like during the Cold War, the Soviet Union was basically saying, we're going to get the smartest high school science kids, math and science kids. We're going to pay for them to get educated for free. Now we have really educated, really smart math and science kids.
Yeah.
LBJ made it so that because we immediately said, we're going to do the same program.
Of course.
If you were one of the best science students in your school, you could tell the government and be like, yeah, we're going to send you to MIT.
Yeah.
Help us.
Yes.
They then, and that basically turned into the way student loans work now.
Yeah.
Where you can't go bankrupt with it, where the government backs it for the banks. They turned that into, it doesn't just have to be math and science. It can be any subject. And then that turned even further into, you don't even have to be good at the subject.
Yeah.
Anybody can get these government-backed student loans. Yeah. And it's like, the idea made a ton of sense and would still make sense today.
Yeah.
The things that actually matter, not that English and history don't matter, but they don't matter to the country as much. Let's be real. It
contributes in a different way, but it's not advancing us
Yes, it's exactly that. But so these schools just have a lot more freaking money than the SEC does, so they can actually. It's not even that they're like out recruiting. It's an even playing field all of a sudden, and the SEC doesn't really know what to do about it.
Yeah.
They're just kind of screwed. And then the other thing too, which I know I've talked to you before, but just for our audience, is this transfer portal thing. Basically, the difference is now, it used to be when you would go to college, it was really difficult for you to go from one school to the next. If you were a quarterback for Alabama, you couldn't just the next year play for Oklahoma. Like
totally.
You would at the very least have to sit out a year, which sucks. Like
you're wasting a year.
Most people don't want to do it. It's a year that you're not getting the scholarship. Now you're getting paid, if anything. You would so they would. Now they got rid of that. So you can just transfer schools willy-nilly. They did this because of COVID. And so it used to be that the SEC, who was paying their players and who was so by far the best conference, they would get, there's, was it 14 teams or something in the SEC? They wouldn't get the 14 best quarterbacks in out of high school. They would get the 50 best quarterbacks out of high school. And then the best of those guys would be the starters and then the backups and the third strings. Now those backups and third strings, they're like, I'm not going to just sit on the bench for the next 3 years. I'm going to go to Ohio State. Ohio State always could compete, but I'm going to go to Michigan. I'm going to go to Indiana.
Yeah.
And I'm going to actually start and get playing time. And it turns out those guys are pretty freaking good. It's hard to predict who's going to be a good quarterback out of high school.
Yeah, totally.
So the competition is just totally even. And now it's this super weird, I'm telling you, it's like Twilight Zone shit.
Yeah.
Like people just like already, I looked it up because the day after the championship, there's the way too early AP top college football teams, literally an hour after the championship. Every single website, every single ESPN, Yahoo, all these guys in the top 10 are like 7 SEC teams. Whereas at the end of the season, the real answer was basically like maybe 2 SEC teams would be considered top 10.
Yeah.
Only one of them you could really prove it. And that's the one that their coach bailed on them for another SEC team.
Yeah.
So what are we fucking doing here, guys?
Yeah.
Like, what are we possibly doing? It's so insane.
It's so interesting.
And they refuse, the SEC call refuses to even acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do final little sports gossip stuff. So just found out that Andrew Jones and Carlos Beltran are the newest inductees into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Here's the juiciness of that. So one, the standards for the Baseball Hall of Fame, they used to be by far the highest of like any sport. Like it was really hard to get into the Hall of Fame, which was kind of cool. Like
yeah.
In basketball, anybody who makes a few All-Star games makes it. In football, it's confusing. If quarterbacks make it, it's really hard to make it as like another position for the most part. But
girls, so confusing.
But in baseball, the standards have gone down a ton because basically there was like 15 years where the Hall of Fame wants to induct people.
Yeah, of course.
And while other, like leagues and stuff, they want to induct like 7 people a year, the baseball wants to induct like 1 or 2 or 3 maybe.
Makes it a bigger deal.
Makes it a much bigger deal. So at the very least, they don't want to like not induct anyone. Like that kind of kills the whole idea of it.
Sorry, bitches, none of you made the cut.
But there was like 15 years where every single player was provably on steroids. And they're like, we can't allow that. So
God forbid.
They basically had to lower the standards a ton because they're like, okay, who was the best player that year that wasn't on steroids? And you got to go down to player number 72. Carlos Beltran Andrew Jones should not be in the Hall of Fame. I'm sorry. Aruba's finest. He's, I think, the only professional baseball player ever from Aruba. Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, one nation. It is fun. Carlos Beltran would be in the Hall of Fame. He was one of the players on the Astros during the sign stealing scandal. So everybody was like, clearly, and he was like the captain of the team. He was like a big leader. Like, there's no way
he didn't know.
He didn't know. There's no way he didn't say, this is great, let's do this. In fact, after that season, he retired and then he was immediately given, he was supposed to be the general manager, like right out of baseball, like right out of retiring. He was supposed to be the general manager the coach of the New York Mets. Mm-hmm. Well, like 2 weeks after he was hired as the coach, the scandal all leaked. And so the Mets immediately like fired him. They're like, never mind, he's a cheater. And so it's kind of crazy that he made the Hall of Fame, but the standards are just lower. Because before, like, if you had any sort of blip on your record, even if you were just like a dick, like Curt Schilling, you weren't allowed in. Yeah. Which is crazy. And then last, I'm just going to talk about this latest round of the playoffs. We'll go more into depth on CJ Stroud, the quarterback for the Texans, but it was kind of some great storylines. Okay. So there were 4 games. The Bears versus the Rams was like a super exciting game because the Rams, everybody considered a better team. Well, so 2 of the games were like full-blown snow games. Yeah. Which is...
I'm blessed to be playing in the snow.
I'm blessed to be playing in the snow. The Lord has blessed me to play in the snow.
I love him.
Jameis Winston, all-timer. But so the Rams and Bears played in the snow and the Texans and Patriots played in the snow. Okay. So basically you're looking at Houston versus Boston and LA versus Chicago. Which of those teams do you think is more comfortable in the cold? Boston and Chicago. Yes. As opposed to the very humid and hot Houston and the perpetually perfect weather Los Angeles. So those teams had like a huge advantage just from like, we live in this weather. Yeah. And the games were like really exciting just for that alone. CJ Stroud had maybe the worst 2 playoff stretch like ever. The Rams just beat the Bears, even though the Bears almost had a comeback. They've had so many comebacks this season. That would have been really exciting. The Broncos beat the Bills. in like in overtime in heartbreaking fashion.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure you saw like there's just all these videos of like basically every single person on the Bills was crying.
I saw that. Yeah. It
was kind of emotional.
The Bills, I will say, the Bills make me care about football.
They do. I mean, how lovable is freaking Josh Allen?
I know, he's really good.
And I know I've gone like over this before, but like the Broncos versus the Bills is like the Broncos have like one of the best defenses of the past 2 decades. And their offense is pretty damn good too. They have a great offensive line. They have great positions everywhere. The Bills are literally Josh Allen and a bunch of idiots. Like it's Josh Allen versus the entire Broncos. I know it's a slight exaggeration, but it's really not that much. Like their defense isn't, nobody's good on the team except Josh Allen's the greatest football player alive right now. And they almost beat the Broncos. What was super devastating too was after the Broncos won, their quarterback, Bo Nix, got an x-ray on his ankle. He broke his ankle. He's out for the rest of the season. So they're
down.
So they're playing the Patriots next week. They're gonna get smoked.
Yeah.
And if they don't, then you're gonna have to start questioning how good Bo Nix actually is. Maybe he's just sort of like a system quarterback. We'll say.
He's a great name.
He's a great name. And then but really in the end, like I would say, like if you want to sound smart at all when you're talking sports to people, when the Seahawks play the Rams this weekend, just say this is the Super Bowl. Because it is. One of those teams is winning. One of those teams is winning the Super Bowl. The Seahawks are so damn good. The Rams are so damn good.
Dumb question. So
yes.
Could the Seahawks and they both couldn't play in the Super Bowl?
No. So I'm
okay.
I'm gonna go over this one more time just because it is so complicated when you're not used to it.
No, the conference thing confuses me because I just assume everybody plays everyone and then we call it a day.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
The NFL and like every other league, but they categorize teams into like subsections.
Yeah.
And so you have to beat your subsection and then you have to beat the super section, the super subsection, the whole conference. And then you play the team from the other league.
Yeah.
That won their conference. They're the two conference champions. 2 conference champions play each other.
Okay.
Yeah. Basketball, it doesn't really do it like this. They still do.
Basketball has conferences?
They have, they have the Western Conference and the Eastern Conference.
And then so does baseball, correct?
Everybody has conferences. In baseball, they call them leagues.
Okay, but the baseball is 2 leagues?
Baseball is 2 leagues.
Hold on.
It's the same as the conferences in football.
No, but what they're called.
Yeah, they're called the same thing essentially.
They are?
In baseball, there's the NL, which is the
NLDS.
Well, that's the
for baseball.
Yeah, the one of the leagues is the NL. What does NL stand for? Let's give you a hint.
National League.
National League.
Uh-huh.
And then the other one's the AL.
Is it Atlantic League?
No, but
because I was like, it's something stupid, right?
It's synonymous with National League. They mean the same thing in the end.
The American League?
The American League. The National League and the American League. And in football.
Of course, the National and the American.
And in football, they're it's the National Football Conference, the NFC, and the American Football Conference.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
The reason why they're called that, though, is because they used to be 2 totally separate leagues. Like, they never would play each other. They were like, somebody created... there were a bunch of teams played in the National League and then a bunch of teams played in the American League. They were like competing against each other the way like SmackDown versus Raw competes against each other.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bad example. And then
Not really.
Kind of, but they're owned by the same WWE.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I can go even crazier, but it's like ECW versus WWE.
Do we think that the UFL is ever going to take off?
No, spring. So the UFL, if you don't know what that is the United Football League.
And that's where The Rock has his money in, yes?
I'm sure they have a lot of celebrity people who donate and stuff. But basically it's spring football. So it's like people who no longer can play college football.
Yeah.
Getting paid less than college football players.
Uh-huh.
But are still good enough to play professional football, but not good enough to play in the NFL, play in the spring league. It's for whatever reason, football is so much more popular than literally anything else in the entire country.
Yeah.
Nothing is more popular than football.
Yeah.
More popular than ice cream. It's crazy. But for whatever reason.
Isn't that part of Yankee Doodle or whatever, where it's like, what's more American? They don't they do a couple things?
They might.
I feel like or is it baseball?
Baseball's
it's baseball.
American
I lied.
But football is like the most popular thing in the country. But for whatever reason, they've tried so many times because logically it should work. They just can't get a spring league to go.
Yeah.
Like,
you're just not as invested. It's hard to start a new thing.
It's hard to start a new thing. And it's like, they're just not as good.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like watching college baseball versus professional baseball, you actually can't really tell the difference because the pitchers are not as good. So the hitters look better or whatever. But like in basketball, you can also tell because it's like, man, they can't shoot compared to the pros.
Yeah.
In football, you really can tell.
Yeah.
Quarterbacks just aren't as good and it's kind of harder to watch.
Yeah.
It's like watching high school a little bit. But yeah. So that's sports gossip though.
Sports gossip.
So much stuff is going down. I have like all these like stories. I'm becoming like a newspaper editor where I'm like, is this one ready? Run it.
Yeah.
Like
run the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and also Indiana won the national championship.
Oh yeah.
They beat Miami.
Yummy.
I felt so bad because it ended with the quarterback for Miami who gets shit on the internet. I mean, he makes like $6 million a year just from playing college football as like a 29-year-old. So I don't feel that bad for him, but he threw an interception to end his career. So I was like, I felt really bad at first, but then Kurt Signetti, when they won, the second they won, smiled in a way I've never seen him smile before because he's a serious guy. And they poured Gator on him and he like giggled. He's like, oh. And I was like, okay, I love this. It's a beautiful story. It's a really beautiful story.
That's cute.
Yeah.
The sound stopped recording at a certain point. We don't know. So if this episode does go up in full, I don't know where it ended. So if there's a weird jump, sorry.
There's a weird jump.
Don't know where it ended.
Well, it's a bummer because it ended really good.
But so we're just going to move into the skinny dip.
Let's go to the skinny dip.
This might be a short episode. Sorry. If I have to edit out the middle, sorry.
Got it, yeah.
It is what it is this week, guys. Sorry. All right, let's jump into the skinny dip, the segment where I help you dip your toes into this week's pop culture news by giving you the skinny.
I'm ready to dive in.
Okay, at the Golden Globes, there was this video of J-Lo doing the infamous glam bot. And then people were getting upset online because when she went up to do it, she seemed to be kind of cold and rude to the guy who directs it, Cole. And then Cole actually came out and made a video and was like, he didn't think it was rude. And he basically explained, like, when celebrities are doing the red carpets, they're at work, everyone's yelling at them. He basically defended her, which I thought was very kind because she didn't seem the most kind in the video.
Yeah.
And I am a J-Lo supporter and lover. I do love her.
Yeah.
But she wasn't really acknowledging him saying hello like most people were.
Yeah. I understood about like 4 words you just said.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
You know the glam bot.
That's actually the one thing I'm not sure I know, but let's pretend I do. I'm with J-Lo too.
We're rooting for J-Lo always, but maybe say hello and shake a hand every now and then.
It wouldn't kill you.
It wouldn't kill you.
Yeah. John Cena's a robot. He's done more Make-A-Wish things than anyone.
Yeah. The glam bot's the thing where it's the big camera that shoots in slow-mo. And
yes.
And so it's the guy with the big long curly hair and he goes, okay, you're going to look this way, then this way. And he like directs everyone. She basically just walked up and was like, where do I stand? And like, you know, but I was like, yeah, to be fair, they are literally going through, okay, we're doing your interview. We're doing your photo. We're doing that. It's a conveyor belt.
Yeah.
And she probably was like, all right, let's do the glam bot.
Yeah.
Whatever. But it was kind of him to say, like, no, she wasn't being rude.
She wasn't being rude. I'm trying to get people in and out.
And you know what? That's a good way for him to keep good relationships with celebrities. Jennifer Lawrence went on a podcast and basically said that she thinks that she lost the role of Sharon Tate in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood because once it was kind of leaked that she was in the talks for the casting of it, people were saying that she was too ugly to play Sharon Tate. And she said that while she doesn't know if that's true or not, why she actually lost the role, she's just going to keep telling herself that.
People on the internet are mean? What? We've gotten way too comfortable with just like, people read this stuff.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Every mean comment anybody says, I read it.
I see it.
It hurts.
It does.
It's like really kind of hurtful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've done a lot of therapy.
Yeah. Will make you feel better?
Yeah.
Make you feel strong, a big man?
Yeah.
It's a dick move.
Yeah, I don't know. But also I'm like, I don't think that's true because I feel like Quentin Tarantino is very...
Also, she's gorgeous. What are you talking about?
She's so gorgeous, of course.
Except for she has like kind of man hands.
Except for that pinky.
Except for the pinky.
What was it? Oh, Megan Fox and her thumb. That was the thing. People were like, have you seen her thumb?
Ruined her for me.
Yeah. What?
She could be just a thumb in that face and you'd be like, yeah.
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 We got our first look at Sophie Turner as Lara Croft in the new Tomb Raider series that's going to be coming out on Amazon Prime. And she's just looking cool as always.
She looks a lot like the video game.
She does.
I saw a side by side.
Yeah.
She looks a lot like the video game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she'll crush it.
I don't know how great of an actress she really is.
I guess that's true. We haven't seen her in a minute.
I was gonna say, and even as Cersei Lannister, or not Cersei,
Starsky and Hutch.
Sansa? I think it's Sansa. Even as Sansa, she wasn't like, Whoa.
Amazing.
Daniel Day-Lewis. I felt like I was in Game of Thrones.
Did you know she's only 29?
That would make sense, actually.
I knew she was younger, but I was like, I just feel like we've known her for so long.
All of the people, they like pretty accurately casted the actors in Game of Thrones to ages.
Yeah.
They didn't do everybody's playing younger.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw she's 29. I was like, oh, she's not even 30 yet.
Yeah.
Like, huh, wow. I just forget because she's already been married and I think she has 2 or 3 kids. Like,
yeah, no, she's been cooking. Yeah.
She's working early. Good for her.
Yeah, no, good for her with Tomb Raider 2. Like, it's so funny. I'm like, people aren't going to see it. It's not that good of a story.
No, but because it's going to be a series and not a movie, it might be more interesting.
Oh, a series?
Yes.
Oh, that'll be better. That'll be better.
Yes. And so that's where I kind of was like, okay, this actually could be good.
That could be good. Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like the Angelina Jolie of it all is just kind of, it's cool. It's a vibe.
It's a vibe, but it's kind of a shitty 90s action movie.
Yeah.
It's like not a good, it's not like that.
No.
You're like, oh, throwing Tomb Raider, like, oh, you want to jack off right now?
Yeah.
That's why you're doing it?
No, it's like, oh, Angelina Jolie is Lara Croft. It's like, well, yeah, she's hot. She's cool.
Yeah.
It's like Pamela Anderson, Barbed Wire. It's like, that wasn't a good movie iconically. Like, iconically, that was a bad movie.
Iconically bad. That's not what you watched.
Yeah.
That's not what
the poster is sick as fuck.
Poster's great.
Yeah. Harry Styles has finally announced his next album. It's going to be called Kiss All the Time, Disco Occasionally. It's going to be coming out March 6th. We are so back.
Mark your damn calendars.
Mark the calendars. Fans were a little mixed on the album art. We'll see if it fits the vibe of the album. So it's kind of too early to tell.
Trust Harry.
Trust Harry.
Just trust Harry.
Harry doesn't miss.
And if he does, it's an artistic miss. That is so crazy to be like, I don't know about the album art. What is that? What even is album art?
It does kind of look like he's hitting the gritty, but
that could be, it might be cool. If the song is good, that might be cool.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, yeah, it's new wave. I don't know.
Yeah. But it did look like he got his stamp of approval of his girlfriend's father because Lenny Kravitz did comment on his announcement post on Instagram.
I wonder what size scarf he was wearing when he did that.
So as much as all the tabloid headlines want to say that him and Zoe Kravitz are casual, it does seem like he's not the fam. So
Lenny Kravitz, of all people, gets it.
He gets it.
Yes.
I mean, that would just be, they're just the coolest web of family.
Yes.
Like the whole thing.
The whole thing's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jason Momoa as his ex-stepfather.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's the definition of like just aura. Like,
yes. Yes.
As the kids would say.
Little too cool.
Little
too cool for me.
Yeah.
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 Their closets must be bananas. None of the clothes make sense.
Yeah.
There's no clothing. They don't own t-shirts, either of them.
You know, I feel like their closets might even be empty. And they just open the door every day and a stylist goes, good morning. And they bring in a rack of clothes.
We got this one at Toys R Us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Lenny, for you, we got some leather pants.
We got some nice leather pants and here's a pirate shirt.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for you, Harry, you're just going to be like a fireman today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want a hat today? You want a cool hat?
And Zoe just wakes up like that.
Yes, she does.
The beads and everything kind of in her sleep climb on her.
Yes.
You know?
Nikki Glaser, following her Golden Globes gig, went on to Howard Stern, and she revealed that when she used to babysit for Judd Apatow and Leslie Mann, she used to be paid $35 to $40 an hour, which was back in 2007.
Pretty damn good.
It's pretty good for a babysitting gig.
Yeah. Well, she was babysitting 2 people who are now actors or actresses now.
This is true.
This is, precious goods.
Precious cargo.
She's not just, protecting the children. She's protecting an investment.
Yeah. Caitlyn Jenner was stopped at the airport by a paparazzi and was basically asked about Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner. What does she think?
What do you think? I love it, baby.
Oh, and she said, I want my daughter to be happy. He's a good kid and he's very good to Kylie. Even more important. So seemingly getting the stamp of approval.
She's very good to Kylie. Chris. Okay.
Chris.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would pay money to see Timothée Chalamet and Caitlyn Jenner interact.
Nothing was ever better than Kanye West meeting Caitlyn Jenner for the first time. Him being like,
yeah. No, Lamar Odom was one where it was like, that was my favorite part was It was like Lamar Odom basically came out of a coma and Caitlyn was like, we've got some stuff to talk about. And I was like, you know what, Caitlyn, actually, you are not forefront of Lamar's mind right now.
Now's not the fucking time.
There's other things going on in Lamar's life.
He's thinking about drugs right now.
Yeah. He's not sure if he's on this planet right now.
Not his new mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Like, just not the time.
Yeah.
Kate.
Not the time, Kate. But I think that's it for the skinny dip.
I think that's it for the pod too. I gotta go pick Wayne up from the airport. But guys, we absolutely love you. Hopefully the audio isn't just absolutely crazy.
Yeah. Sorry if this podcast is like 13 minutes. Not sure what happened.
Maybe we'll do another one later.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a lot more stuff this week.
Yeah.
All right. Love you guys. Tell off.
Bye.
Bye.